Oops, pull that out. Oh. Oh man. Am I filming? Did you guys see that? Strikes again. The rear bolt strikes again. And of course, this one was missing. And apparently, they only go to the dealership, which means dealership forgot to put it in. What the hell? More loose. Oh my god. How? How do you leave this so fucking loose? Ah, there, that's the third point. Oh, it just broke right off. Since when? That's the first time I've seen that. The bracket's just broken. Yeah, it's straight up broken. Alright, customer states he has no power, but there's no codes. So, I like this new clip style. That's awesome. So what we can see, and I'll show you in a minute here. Give this a little bit of pop. Okay. Yeah. Looks like it's popped off here too.
Notice the oil vapors splashing back onto the turbo. That's a clear sign of a boost leak.
Alright, let's see if the rear bolt is missing or not. I'm gonna laugh if it is. Oh, no way. There's no way. Hang on, I have to take a picture of this. Flash on. I'm gonna laugh so hard if this thing is missing the rear bolt. Alright, here we go. We got a resonator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This one was obnoxiously loose. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm drunk. Hang on, let's see. Okay, no, that is loose. You know what? I'm such an idiot. I have the perfect tool for this.
I get mad when I see a mess like this made by another mechanic. The customer spends thousands on repairs just to get his engine butchered. For anyone who chooses to fix these vans, for God's sake, don't be a damn butcher. Stop treating the engine like a punching bag that you're mad at. Show some damn finesse and some pride in your work. Now, the initial complaint from the customer was that he kept losing power. The first occurrence was when he was towing his heavy boat, but he later told me that it occurred on long trips out of town as well. Now, he relies on this van for work, and he's sick of pouring money into it at the dealership.
Put that to the side. We'll keep that in. That way I'm not keeping track of all the bolts. Come on, grip. Yeah. I'm gonna try and adjust this a little bit too. T20. Okay. Oops, pull that out. Oh. Oh man. Am I filming? Did you guys see that? Strikes again. The rear bolt strikes again. And of course, this one was missing. And apparently, they only go to the dealership, which means dealership forgot to put it in. So, we're gonna find another one, and we're gonna replace it for him. Alright, looks like that resonator might be splitting apart a little bit as well. So I'm going to suggest a new resonator if he does continue to experience this issue. And there you go. Alright, so as you can see, the gasket's just like bubbling up a little bit. I don't think that's normal. I think it just kind of absorbs so much oil that it's a little bit puffy. I'm going to see about ordering a new gasket online. I know they're not OEM, you need to get the whole thing, but we'll see. We'll see what we can find. That's definitely not the way it comes back together, so what the hell am I doing wrong? Alright, they're going in nice and easy. What the hell? More loose. Oh my god. How? How do you leave this so fucking loose? We're gonna figure out this first, because I do not. I can't believe someone left this in this shape. Oh, of course. Huh. There, that's the third point. Oh. Broke right off. Since when? That's the first time I've seen that. The bracket's just broken. Yeah, it's straight up broken. Everything's mangled. At least 2 bolts are missing.
And the final tally is 2 missing bolts, over 5 loose bolts, and 1 broken bracket. I have a feeling the last person who worked on this was named Wreck-It Ralph. I've seen dealerships mess up in the past, but not this bad. Okay, I got some clarity on the full story. Turns out it wasn't the dealership who touched it last, but rather they paid another shop to replace the turbo. Which explains a lot of what I'm seeing here, but it doesn't explain everything. Like, why is the boost pipe so loose? You really don't have to touch this thing to replace the turbo. Now, maybe he got carried away with removing stuff and didn't realize he didn't need to remove this thing, let alone break it. Or maybe he thought taking out everything as a whole would be faster than just taking off the resonator.
Alright.
I really don't know. The loose bolts on the resonator itself make me think he really didn't know what he was doing. And he never got around to tightening everything back up. But to be fair, most techs don't really appreciate the crazy amount of pressure that runs through these pipes.
Oh yeah, it is coming through this way. A little bit of electrical tape on an E10, that way we can feed it in to where it needs to go. And it'll catch. Never leave this one till last. Always do it first. FYI. Nope.
Now, if you've watched any of my videos where I discuss how these turbos get rampantly misdiagnosed, you'll understand my skepticism.
Did it catch? Feels pretty good.
It honestly makes me wonder if this thing even needed a new turbo, but I'll never know. All I can say is that the work I'm seeing does not give me confidence in their diagnostic skills, let alone their install skills. Get a torque spec or two wrong with the turbo install and damn it, I really can't tell if this oil leak is from a badly installed turbo. There's more oil underneath near the back of the engine than what I'm comfortable with. So I really hope they did a better job with the turbo than with this stuff on top. But what I see here really doesn't inspire confidence.
That feels pretty good. I'm not going to tighten it all the way. Oh crap. Took my E10 bit with me with it. Oopsies. Come on, baby. There we go. Don't drop it. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Why does that not feel right? Because that won't work. All right, this one, since there's some play in these, see? There's a fair amount of play, like back and forth. I'm gonna try and push this as far as I can in, and then tighten both up. That way I'll know that there's zero play on either side. I'll have a little more of a peace of mind.
I was gonna suggest to the customer to secure the broken bracket underneath the engine with a zip tie, but I really don't want to come across as a hack. I know the hot side of the boost pipe gets a little hot, as the name suggests, but what do you think? Will a zip tie hold or melt? Really though, where's an extra large hose clamp when you need one? Anyways, I decided to wear gloves today because I got tired of diesel soot-stained hands, and well, it worked out about as well as you would expect, seeing as one glove is already ripped up. Am I the only one here who hates gloves? The only one who needs to feel things directly with their hands? While taking it for a test drive, the owner did a dozen or so spirited pulls, and so far, there hasn't been any reoccurrence of the issue. I followed up with him 2 weeks later. He completed a 1,000-mile trip while towing a heavy vehicle, and so far, so good. Sometimes it's just the simple things that get you, so don't be afraid to dive in there and fix your own van. You don't really own what you can't fix. I want you to own it. Really own it. Well, it's time to sew things up and get on with my vacation. I recently started doing some roadside rescues in the San Francisco Bay Area of California. So if you're in the area and need some help with a weird issue that other shops can't fix, don't hesitate to reach out. If you want to see a roadside rescue video, go ahead and click here next.